friends. Today we are doing another live stream, and as you can tell, I am quite late. Yes, sorry about that. I did this on the hoof, so I need to just sort out what I am thinking and doing. How are you? If anyone is in here, say hi. Otherwise, I'll just talk myself. And if you think I won't, you are very much mistaken. I am a live boy. So what's up? Whoa, that's me. That's my voice. I'm just checking the comments. Hello, everybody. How are we? If anybody would like to say hi. Welcome, Stuart Mabe. Nice to hear my dulcet tones. I appreciate that. Thank you all. Do I have dulcet tones? Oh, my fucking God. Twice as carelessness. Double duck. That's right. Oh, no. How are we? I hope you're all doing well. No. YouTube's changed things and I can't get used to it. I don't know what's happening. I've got an idea what's happening, but it's not a very good idea. Hello, Carl. Hello, Paroli. Hello, Andres. Hello, Stuart. Hello, Dushan. What's happening? I hope you like today's thumbnail. This is the coolest of cats. He is called Lion O. He's one of Richie G's and Mrs. G's wife. Mrs. G's wife? One of Richie G and his wife, Mrs. G, cats. They are his sons and heirs. Quack-a-doodle-doo. Welcome, Pradeep. How are you, mate? What is going on? How are we? I hate these short days. I want August back, say spaced out. MJ is wearing amber pressure, a man after my own heart, clearly. What is happening? Oh dear. Oh, I have some Arancia Tartufo. Good for you. I'm trying out Hermes Violet Violenca. Ombre leather vibes I get. Like it a lot. I really like it as well, but it's not something I'm going to wear. I really like the smell of it. I would buy a lady this, but she'd have to be chic. She'd have to be chic to wear this kind of leather. It does have ombre leather vibes, you are right. It's also slightly horsey. It's got slight horse about it. And a horse, as we know, a horse is a horse, of course. Excuse me. I'm feeling like a chilled out stream today. Whoa. There was snow this morning where I live, says Paroli. Good God. How are you feeling today? Beautiful night in my city, says Dushan. Yo, DJ, how are you? Where I live, it's warm outside. I go outside with just a t-shirt, says spaced out. Outrageous. Couldn't go out in a t-shirt tonight where I live. I used to be able to when I was younger. I loved the cold when I was younger. I'd just be like, whoa, you know what I mean? Bouncing around like I was a hard boy. But not these days. Gallop is her best work. Violad Valinka, meh. Gallop's nice, but I like that little bit of, do I want to say fruitiness? That little bit of, a little twist at the top. You know, I like that kind of thing. Paroli says top notes, Violette, leather, horse. Do you want a horse on top? Just blind bought a Durham after Persile's scary stream. How do you find it compared to Laos? It's nothing like the same. Laos is a much more incense resin based perfume, whereas for me, a Durham was a sweet caramel with incense and black pepper in it. Laos is a much more incense resin based perfume, you know. Hello, Pradeep. Hello, Divine. You are wearing Enigma Parfum. How do you like it? Oh, I like me a twist at the top, says Pradeep. I'd love to own some Hermes Essence bottles, but when I'm outside, I can smell them on I can't smell them on myself at all. I use 2 sprays per wear. Mate, I've got some Santal Messiah. I put about 15 or 20 sprays. I'm not joking. I put 15 or 20 sprays of that shit. I do have a 200ml bottle, though, so there is that. It's nice to see some familiar faces in the chat. Hello all, Panda. How are you? Wore Virtus Vanilla Oud today. Not sure how I feel about this one yet. I haven't smelled it, never even heard of it, I don't think. Adorm smells like cooking and slightly burning something at the bottom of the pan, says Paroli. To me, Enigma Parfum smells like an animalic Coca-Cola. An animalic Coca-Cola? I'll tell you what's got Coca-Cola vibes. This Miradont. I'll tell you what else as well. This smells like M7 Oud Absolute without the Oud, as does Bois de Turkey. Today I wore Santal Noble by Mitra Parfumi Elegantier. I'm not going to lie to you, friends. The motherfucking performance is not there, which is slightly upsetting and disconcerting because it's a very nice fragrance. Don't pay high prices for it. It's not that kind of perfume. It's not going to rule the roost. You know what I mean? It's not gonna smell large. Welcome, 9 Churches. How are you? Opium Secret de Parfum. Before that, Ambra Aurea's Perfume and Broma. How do you get past Ambra Aurea in one day? Abe! Where have you been? How are you doing? Outrageous. Welcome, Abe. Abe was doing videos for a while and I enjoyed them. But I think he had something on his plate. I think he was educating or something like that. Or was being educated. I got married, holy shit. Congratulations. How did that happen? And was this planned? Was it a whirlwind thing? Still in uni, mate? Good for you. Keep learning. Royal Oud and Amber and a Wee have a Coca-Cola vibe. Says Space. I've never thought of that before. Does Amber and a Wee have Coca-Cola in it? I need to wear Patchouli Imperial. Oh, Amber and a Wee's outrageous. I'm not sure I get the Coca-Cola you're talking about, though. I'll keep an eye out for it. Because I've just smelled it from the cap there. It's not a very... To me, they don't, says Divine. I'm not sure either. I don't think Royal Oud does. Interesting take. I don't know. Is this an autumn perfume? It's a mild autumn perfume, that. It's a mild autumn perfume. Hello, Omar. Hi everyone, welcome Western Oud. Well, this is him, Zedek and Voltaire today, and really enjoyed it. Very good designer release. Abe, don't apologise for being gone, but welcome, and I'm glad you are back. My dad collects also, and he keeps asking me when my next video, so I will be back. Excellent. Doing good, thank you. How are you doing? Well, I feel like Amber Audio doesn't project much, but it does indeed. But indeed, it does let last forever. Mind you, my bottle is very new, so I don't know. I still think about buying Amber Aurea. Probably best to start using some other perfumes first instead, to be fair. Sorry for being gone. Don't be sorry for being gone. Really want to buy Royal Oud, but said only 8 frags more this year. Just the 8, eh? He's pretty good with Diptyque, and I love what he did with Salvatore Ferragamo Private Line. Who's he? Fabrice Pellegrin would do good stuff for 15mm limited release and pump shite elsewhere. Yeah. Fabrice Pellegrin. So, I need to go on All Beauty and do a favour for my friend. You know him as Spy and Mash. Your friend and mine. But more, especially mine. Not more. Just especially. Set preferences. Stop following me. Stupid websites. Reject all. Thank God. Right, let's just put in our basket. Gucci. Guilty. Absolute. Oh, you don't have that shit, do you not? Well, fuck you then. What do you have? Let's have a look for some Tom Ford on this motherfucking website. Tom Ford Private Blend. Ooh. A 30mm? Noir de Noir. 100mm? How much are you going to charge me? 240 quid. Add to basket. View basket. Check out. Enter code. Pumpkin. If you're in the UK. Aha. It does not want me to use that. There we go. It ends tomorrow. Tomorrow's Halloween. Are we planning on frightening anybody? How are we doing? Woo. Ambers get repetitive after a while. I'm going through a big amber phase at the minute. It's one of the first times I've ever planned to wear certain fragrances, then worn them, and then stuck to it and really enjoyed it. I'm going to wear Au Cours du Désert tomorrow, I think. I keep spilling water on myself. I look like I pissed myself, which isn't ideal. It's there on Notino. What's where on Notino? See, Notino's launched an app to buy. That's a bit much, isn't it? Panda says, I keep seeing Mind Game Sense being pushed on YouTube. I might need to hit the unsubscribe button more vigorously. I mean, it's sad when companies do that sort of thing, isn't it? Because it'll not piss you off. Somebody mentioned Secret de Parfum earlier. Woof. That is good sauce. That is proper resinous sauce. Welcome, Dev. How are you doing? Babe, you look like Dave Coverdale. Let me Google them, Duchamp. Abe. I agree, I'm absolutely loving ambers. Can't seem to get enough of them, says Nine Chambers. Yes. Absolutely mental. I feel ambers can smell deceptively similar, but when you wear them enough, you realise how different they can be. Yes, it's not like blue fragrances, is it? Like blue fragrances all smell much more similar to each other than ambers do, but the breadth, the difference you can get in ambers is far greater than you can in blue fragrances. Do you know what I mean? I'm okay-ish. Good. At least you're okay. At least you're still with me. I've got a Jason Voorhees mask for the office tomorrow. On that topic, what are people wearing tomorrow for Halloween? I'm likely tossing on. I'm glad you're tossing on and not tossing off. H. Mamba by Stefan Umberluca. How cool, mate? How you doing? Frag Guy is here. OG. Absolutely opium. Secret de Parfum is a resinous bomb, is it not? It certainly is. It's fucking glorious. What a perfume this is, by the way. I've not worn a fragrance for quite some time now. It's too hot for me to even wear a freshie. Good grief, is it warm there, is it? I keep forgetting not everybody lives around the corner from me. You know what I mean? And a message from Ramsey today, and it said, "It's fucking freezing here. Get in." Delhi is an interesting floral amber. Who makes that? Basic Malarco. How are you, sir? Hello, Rich in chat. For the first time, I got a tester bottle of Balenciaga pour on. It's like a rebirth of my sensory experience. Extraordinary. I am glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you got it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Please continue to enjoy it. Abe is wearing oud wood. I don't celebrate Halloween, nor does most of my country. Excellent, because it's not actually a holiday. It's just it's a commercial holiday. You know what I mean? Personal experience. Obviously, like, there are some people out there who fucking love it, and I don't want to spoil anyone's fun. You know what I mean? Just my opinion is it's not. You know. But I'm pretty antisocial, so take what I say with a pinch of salt. Hello, Regis Monkton. How are you? On Saturday, I bought Guerlain's Bois Mystérieux and Encens Mythique. I've never tried them before. The Encens Mythique was $77. Goodness me! What a bargain! That's a lot of perfume for not a lot of money. Bear with it. I mean, $77, that is cheap as chips. Well done. Carl is wearing Shergi this Halloween to keep him warm. I need some Mer Ardent in my life, says Stuart Mibb. I agree, but if you ever find any, please let me know so I can buy it first. Oh, it's good stuff. Wow. I love that stuff. I nearly wore I picked something else up today apart from what I wore. I wore Santal Noble today by Mitra Parfumi Elegante, and the performance is a bit whack, as the kids say. 30 years ago they said that. I don't know if they still do. I'm going to expand. I'm going to try and wear more of my like different perfumes. You know, Nelly wore Volutes. Freezing for Ramsey is probably 70 degrees, says Panda. It never dips below 23 Celsius, Rich. Truly a Herculean struggle. Oof. You can keep that shit. Regis says, yes, I got it from Fragrance Buy. That is cheap as chips. Like dressing up and hanging out with friends. I just don't use Halloween for it. Every day is Halloween for me. How spooky. Isn't spending a lot for a marriage an unwanted event too? Yeah, I know someone who just spent 40 grand on their marriage. I was like, behave. I could have done that for you for 300 quid. I need Merodont as well, says Nine Churches. Stuart says, Scent of the Day is Philip Plain's No Limits. It is a more wearable Gucci Guilty Absolute, both done by Alberto Marias, who also did Hortus Sanitatis, which I think is similar as well. I picked up Histoires de Parfums $18.99 from Frag Buy for $49, I think, this weekend. Insane deals there. That is cheap as fuck. You've got to leave some for us still, says Nine Church. I've actually got 3. I shall wait for Mirror Don for €50. No, you shan't. I'm late, but have you tried the new mall, Rich? Yes, I have. I've got a video on it. Not huge on it, to be honest with you. Had it on my hand the other day, and it just sort of, I don't know, it got between my teeth. You know, felt a little chalky for some reason. I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan at all. The more I wear it, the less I like it. I thought it was all right on first view, but nah. Motorhead Ace of Spades. Chris from Scentland says Duchamp. Philip Plein doesn't have that good vetiver that Gucci Guilty Absolute has, but I don't mind No Limits, says Cole. I don't know that I've smelled that one. I went to go try it at the mall store, but they were out on lunch and missed my opportunity to try it, says Abe. Oh no. Mall blows. The whole brand, says Divine. That's a controversial take. That is a controversial take. The whole brand blows. Hope you're feeling well. I am feeling well. How are you feeling, Fosco? You are wearing tobacco oud. Ah, yes. One of my favourites. Every time I smell it, I think, ooh. Oh, it's so good. I fucking love it. I absolutely fucking love it. Middle-priced niche indie frag suggestions for a birthday gift to myself, Duck. Oh, I wonder if the chat can help. Middle-priced niche or indie? Well, I would go niche. I'm not the world's greatest advocate for indie. Lorenzo Villaresi on discounters. You get a lot for your money on there. Their patchouli's really good. Teint de Neige is really good. Smells like high-end soap. You could get Healy's Cologne Officinal, which is absolutely incredible for a fresh, clean fragrance. Absolutely love it. Oh Lord, what makes you say that? Divine says Herb. A glorified band for the old heads. I do have an old head. Not controversial if you say Mob blows post 2015 or so, says Panda. No, actually, that's not a bad shout. They really haven't. I think Chanel's turned to shit a bit as well, actually. Abe, so you make contract between women and the state. That's marriage. Congrats. What? There's nothing there for someone who likes modern or got into perfumery recently like I did. I smell Marlin. To me, it smells outdated. Marlin's in my top 5 brands, I think, says Carl. You should do a video. I scored 2 Encens Flamboyant, 1 Sabler, and 1 Amber Fetiche for 60 each, all square bottles from a fragrance shop near me that didn't realise what they had. It was like Christmas, says Stuart Moon. Good God. Are you in England? What size bottles were they? Damn, I'm an old head. I'm older than you. Don't worry about that. Did anyone try A by Anne Demulemeister? Oh, fuck me. Demulemeister. No. Well, someone might have, but it wasn't me. I remember somebody did a video about it. Again, not me. But I'm interested to smell it. I just don't want to pay 300 or 400 quid to buy it. Went smelling this weekend. I have to say my favourite house now is easily by a landslide, Chris Collins. Everything is so unique, truly moving, alluring scent. Never heard of them, supply and demand. Wow, Stuart, says Cole. Essential Parfums, not too bad, says Pradeep. Oh, yes, Healy may be a good one. Had a few before and loved them all. Cologne Officinal, mate. Smells like a vintage, high-end, quality French soap. Tower Ledge, Desert Matter Khan, Frag Guy, Zoo Everlasting. Hard to find Zoo Everlasting in Europe now. Kind of mainstream choice, but I'd go for Nut de Yuzu from Healy instead of Kelowna Aficionale. I just like Yuzu as a nut. Carl has A by Anne. How is it, Carl? Supply and Demand says Scent of the Day Long Kiss Goodnight by Chris Collins. 11 out of 10. Best rose oud ever. How much was it? 100 mil, says Stuart. God almighty. I'd buy them off you. I'd buy that Amber Fetiche off you. Get the Tower au Cours du Desert, says Basic. Oh man, I need to wear that. You cannot go wrong with that. From Lytham St Anne's near Blackpool. What was it called? Did they have a website? True Moller's kind of took a turn, but I'll wear it before touching a Dior Privé any day, says Abe. I have a 2007 bottle of Tom Ford from Men Extreme coming on Friday that I got off a collector for a decent deal. It's been years, but I recall it being great. I've got Tom Ford from Men. I've got 2 bottles of it, and I'd like to sell them. I just never wear them, and it's scandalous because it's like the vintage ones with the gold batch code on. It is mostly clothes and a dirty dark patchouli with a leather rose in the background that is really similar to Antace. All Chris Collins are 165 to 225. Great quality, even better pricing. But no spicy soapy scent to it. Do you still have your patchouli kosher? I've been ever to hear your thoughts. It smells very close to Tom Ford Amber Absolute, the dry down for me. I do have it, but I never say it. I never pull for it. And it's really nice. And I should. Probably until something Pasha surpasses them. They do have a website, but they were unused Tesla bottles. Oh, God. What's the website? Hello, Rachel. How are you? Supply and Demand says, I'm sorry, I finally smelled all the Les exclusives from Chanel, and I know I will never buy any of them. Too basic and light, not for me. I've been eager, says Nine Churches. I've been eager to hear your thoughts. It smells very close to Tom Ford. I've got it, and it's a big fat patchouli, and I like it. But I have not worn it. I haven't been wearing me patchoulis. I haven't been wearing anything but the ambers, really. So many fragrances in so little time. I only wear 1 scent per day. I need to wear this as well. Absolute pour le soir. Oh, it's so good, that. Honestly, I'm kind of averse to heavy, dense fragrances, says Dev. Welcome, Boz. Sorry if I miss any of those. I've got to put my phone down for a bit while I type grades into the computer, just listening in, says Rachel. That's fine. It's cool. Hi, Nick. You're wearing Gucci Poram 76. Good fragrance. This fragrance. This bottle is off, I can tell you. But it's nice. It was nice while it lasted. Could be where I live, but if it's sticky, viscous, or cloying, I want to have nothing to do with it, says Dev. Chanel's perfumes will eventually turn to water, says Pradeep. They gave me 4 ml of number 22 and Jersey, only 22 slightly moves me. Love the soapiness. Jersey is super meh. I'm not a big, I don't get the fawning over Chanel fragrances, I must admit. I think the signature line's better than the private line, to be honest. Sorry. Love it, very poor longevity, Rich, says Nick. Yeah. You're late, says Stephs. Who's late? Sorry, fuck. I only decided to start streaming about 2 or 3 minutes before 8 o'clock. Don't you feel it's more amber than patchouli, that patchouli Koja? I've got it somewhere. Give us a second. Where have I put it? Something's going to fall over here and it's going to be an absolute disaster. I think it's back here. Bloodline. Dior Homme 2005. Balenciaga Pour Homme. What's this? Oh, there's me mon numero 10. Is patchouli Koja actually back there? 2 seconds, friends. Am I onto a hiding for nothing? Where are you? There's Ebony. There is MXXX. There is Bois d'Assis. There's Peau d'Espagne. I don't know if any of them are going to get worn this year. That's the problem with a collection, though, isn't it? I just don't know what's going to get worn and when. You go there. You go there, don't you? Get back. This is also the problem with the collection, trying to fit the bastards back where they came from without destroying everything. You go there. That is so not happening. I've made a huge boob. I do like huge boobs. There we go. And you go there. Okay, so is patchouli Koja back here? Yes, but it's right at the very back. You'll have to wait for the video for that, mate. Sorry. That is a right pin in the... Or will you? Maybe. Let's have a look. I forgot to put fucking mon numero 10 back. It's decent, mon numero 10. It's just not great. Right to the back we go. There it is. Oh, shit. Oh, it is thick, rich, ambery patch. You patch you. Ebony. Fucking love it. One of my favourite bonbons. This is Nick. Nick, I might be interested in parting with that, actually. It's a partial. And Shawnee is lit outside of their shitty PR behaviour. Don't know about that. Don't know if Nishane is in fact lit. Think they may in fact be shit. Sultan Vedova soured me on that brand. Absolutely soured me on that brand. Really quite upset by the dry down of that. So I've just put 2 sprays. You can see why I haven't worn it, because it's like right at the back of the cupboard in one of the little thingies. Oh, it's lovely though. The Harmonist Moon Glory is one of the best scents I've ever smelled in my life. Well blended, tropical, floral, well blended, and has power. And Shana is a gross brand, but there are some decent perfumes in spite of it. Welcome, Paul Buffeno, how are you? Fosco bought MXXX recently. It's got that animalic undertone. Apparently they're reformulating it. They're either reformulating it or they are then bringing it out in a different concentration to make it stronger. Or maybe that's MX. I actually think that's MX. I may have just told you a massive fucking whopper there. Apologies. Ebony, I fucking adore Ebony. Better go, smells like bad boy CH. Yeah, the new light blue and the pretty bottle is better, I think, Dev, says Carl. Carl, how long are the nights there at the minute? I bet they are. I bet you are not getting a lot of light. Ginger Biscuit is okay, but Joe Malone light, not for me. Regis says, is your fragrance collection on Fragrantica? Yes, it is. I am simply called Rich Mitch. You sound different tonight, says Pradeep. How? Different how? So far, the only perfume both me and Dev enjoy is Triumph of Bacchus. Hail Argos, says the boss. The best comment on Fragrantica. Rich Mitch, I see you. Kind of femi-floral citruses are tolerable. Same for the cleaning product masculine citruses, but my heart lies in the realm of refreshing juice like modern citruses. I've started seeing some people doing fragrance live streams on TikTok. They are so novice still, but it seems to become a trend on there. Oh, fucking hate that shit. I've never seen anything on TikTok that I thought was worth anything. Absolutely worthless platform. Awful. Carl, I will still go down in history as one of the first Zoomers to live stream about perfume, says Dev. Don't buy Sauvage means an expert on TikTok. Not all good, but that's life for you, says Paul Fennel. That's true. You, Dev, and the Duck put them TikTok live streamers to shame. Cheers, Carl. The blazing Mr. Sam is next on my list. Blew me away how amazing it was, says Supply and Demand. I think I'm done with these vintage frags nobody likes, especially females. I don't want a bunch of challenging fragrances, even though I like them. I have enough. But just buy what you want to buy. That's the best advice you can give anybody. I quite like this Patchouli Kosher, but I think it might be a little bit basic. It's very flat. It's goopy. It's pleasant. I have to get more respect to MFK's line. Still stands out as one of the best compared to most, says Supply and Demand. The thing is with MFK, excuse me. The thing is with MFK, you can smell MFK in every fragrance. There's always that identity. That I suppose that's a good and a bad thing. You know? You can always smell the MFK-ness. It's kind of like actors for me. You know those actors that when they play different roles, they disappear and they just like you don't know which actor's playing them. You know? And there are some actors who do the same thing every time they perform, and that is kind of what MFK does for me. Every time I smell an MFK, I'm like, that's an MFK. MFK just seems too pretentious to me, says Boz. I'm surprised you like Crivelli Patch. I do. It's peachy. It's weird. But I do like it. I don't think I'd re-buy it, though, you know? I don't think I'd re-buy it. That's Patchouli Kosher. Mon numero 10, my little 30mm. MFK is like Taylor Swift. Yeah, I kind of get what you're saying. I've got a load of 70s feminines, and challenging is the last thing I'd call them. I just love them because they're so well made, says Nick. Paroli says, I'm too nervous to buy vintage frags now. With the stock dwindling, I feel like a lot of people online are selling turned stock. Gentle Fluidity Gold and Silver are amazing, says Supply and Demand. I tried the Crivelli Patch last week and I had to wash it off, says Paroli. Holy shit. Never really been stunned by an MFK, says Justin. Welcome, Justin. I just grabbed a sample of Nautica Competition. DMS says, similar thing I find with Quentin Biche's fragrance. They can be wildly different, but distinctly Biche. That's a good point. He's really, really giving it fucking big licks at the minute, him. He is everywhere. Ganymede has catapulted him into like the stratosphere of perfumers like MFK and fucking Alberto Marias. He is like right up there in that kind. I don't think he's the best. I think he's very good. His over-reliance on Aki Gallowwood is upsetting. But it's a good point, well made, that. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Picked up Lorenzo Villarezi Piper Negrum last week. Love the spicy introduction. Just wish it protected a bit more. Have you got your nose on it? Yes. And it is spicy. That's what it's called. It's black pepper. Robes recommended oud by MFK recently. I would like to try that. I actually think the original oud is really nice. Would you believe? Oops. I'll put the lid back on. Thank you. I don't know why, but the light on this is mental. Why don't you light up more of my screen? It didn't used to be this way, you know? What's going on? How bizarre. Hello, PK. Van Cleef and Arpels Czar. I've got my decant of Czar up there. It's more than a decant. I've got a few bottles of Czar, actually. Nautica Voyage, to me, smells kind of cute. I don't know why, but there's something that really quaint and earnest about it, says Dev. Our downtown pier has a shop in it that pumps Nautica Voyage in. Mind you, it's on the water in Florida. It smells amazing and authentic to the Gulf. So at least it's cheap. Patchouli Koja's come back. I might wear Patchouli Koja. See how it goes. Had to get a new fucking case for my phone yesterday. This one's falling to bits. Hey, I don't stream on my Google Pixel that I bought last year. But fucking the actual flap on the back, like the rubber, has come away from the plastic on the inside, so it's not great. Oh, goodness, I was out yesterday, says Justin. Yeah, Nautica Competition is nice, says Boss. I have a Making Sense Nautica Competition blend. It smells amazing. It takes me back to high school. I like fragrances that do that. It's one of the main things about fragrances that are really good. How they can transport you back in time. Closest thing we'll ever get to a real time machine. Oh. That's fresh. Spicy for a patchouli. Fuck. Koja means leather or skin in Serbian, Bosnian, and Croatian. Yeah, I think that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like this kind of second skin. Oh, very loud. Very not loud. Very deep. I haven't sprayed my Centauri samples yet, just haven't felt brave enough to spray them. Justin D-Zard himself many weeks ago, says Nick. Anyone experience on playback the live chat no longer being available even days after the live stream? Yeah, yes. I've noticed that. What you've got to do is you've got to go to settings and then chat filter and then put on all messages. And it should come up. If you change between messages, like if you change between top messages and all messages, it should bring it up for you. That mon numero 10 is lovely. It's got an outrageous. Is that cardamom? Cardamom? Is it cardamom? Numero 10. It is cardamom. Cinnamon. Cardamom. Leather. That is fresh. Fresh and lovely, that. Enjoying that greatly. Fuck. The patchouli kosher has come off a little bit biscuity at the minute. Ganymede is amazing. Ganymede is meh. I need to add the Tsar back, says Justin. Voyage to Hermes is fantastic, says Proudy. Nishani only makes monster panty dropping compliment beasts, says Spaced Out. Ganymede isn't a fragrance, a bloody chemical weapon. Yes, I'm kind of that opinion. It's too much. Kia de Rusi smells exactly like Kia de Sheen. I still prefer Kia de Sheen for the apricot. I'm not a big apricot fan. Like, there's been a couple of fragrances that have had apricot in it. I just wasn't big on them, to be honest. The duck reads out pretty much all the messages, so I don't feel like I need to see them if I miss a live, says Carl. Quite. I try to. It's because we don't get, we get like a decent amount. There's 40 people in here at the minute, which is a very, very good amount. And like, it's about what I usually get, 40 sometimes. We've had up to like 60 and stuff like that. But it's usually mostly the same people who leave messages. So we all kind of know each other. And there's like running, like not gags, but like threads through each other's messages. So it's a good sized community in live stream. And we don't have wankers. Very fortunately, we don't have wankers. We are extremely fortunate. I am extremely fortunate. Every once in a while, you get some strange fucker coming in, and it's just very easy to block people, and move on. That one numero 10 is really nice, really nice. What the fuck? The cardamom and the cinnamon at the top are outrageous. Here is my Monterey. Didn't realise that Dusita was on. Didn't realise that Dusita was on some. What are they called? Didn't realise Dusita was on some discounters. Jesus. But it is. This is like probably my favourite rose oud. This and the night. Sprays are immense. Yes, dark, woody. This is a wanker-free zone, says Abe. Yes, and I will keep it that way. I haven't got time for fucking wankers. Jesus Christ. People who are like fucking, who are like, ooh, like, let's cause hassle and drama. No, let's not. Life is fun. In case you hadn't looked out the fucking window, people who like hassle and drama, right, are people who don't have a life. Because life is hassle and drama. Do you know what I mean? I don't need hassle and drama. If I want hassle and drama, I'll go outside. You know what I mean? I don't want that. I'd rather stay here with you. For fuck's sake. Oh, good grief. Come out, lurkers. Lurkers can lurk. I'm happy for fucking lurkers. And people can come and lurk if they want. I'm alright with that. I usually get about 40, 45, between 30 and 45 is usually what I get. And like, I'd say there's like 15 people usually chat, which I'm pretty happy with. If anybody wants to pipe up, who's never piped up before, please pipe away. Speak. Everybody is most welcome. YouTube is currently like when the supermarket you have shopped at for years suddenly changes its layout. Yes. Fuck that. It has literally changed like quite a few things, and it's going to take a bit of getting used to. I don't know why brands do it. I mean, fucking, you should hear what some of the people who have been on Twitter for years say about Elon Musk. It's as if they've issued like a fatwa against him. You know what I mean? They fucking hate him for what he's done to it. I've got to say the rebranding exercise was just silly. He's just a silly boy for wanting to call it X. It's just goofy and sad and cringe. But that's life. My Neiman's Mall guy's so fucking pish posh. And Gate keeps them, always wants to push Zerge off on me. Fuck that. Fuck that. Don't let him push Zerge off on you because that's shit. Ganymede was a Trojan prince who was kidnapped by the goddess of dawn and became her husband. Not bad. Good work if you can get it. Mine, I like Ganymede. It doesn't turn on skin even if you sweat. It's like magic. All synthetic. Yeah, they rescheduled group wanking to a different time slot, says Dev. Good grief. I only pipe up regarding Mol and PR, says Divine. I pipe up about all sorts, me. Is that Rose Oud? I don't have one in my collection. Maybe Roger Oud can be considered one. Pass. I don't know the Rogers very well. Amawaj Majestic Leather smells like a chain restaurant, like Chili's or Applebee's. Gross. They hate freedom of speech. Who's that? The Lurkers? We don't know that about the Lurkers, Justin. Who was the best Newcastle player? Alan Shearer. I don't think there's anybody who would disagree with that. Alan Shearer is almost certainly the way he is. He might not have been the most talented, but he was definitely the best. Don't ask us how that works. It just does. Allow it. Oh, honest to Christ. This fucking Mon Numero 10 in the air is absolutely glorious. Good God. How did that happen? I liked it when I bought it. That's why I only bought a 30mm. I thought I'll be happy with a 30mm. Oh, that cardamom cool spice. Cardamom cinnamon thing. Good grief. That is lovely. Boz is like Bettany Hughes, but with smaller tits. I don't know. Boz strikes me as a buxom young man. I really liked Elon Musk at the start, even until he bought the Twitter. I just think he's fucking... No one should have all that fucking money. Do you know how many people you could help with all that fucking money? Jesus. Opinions on Christian Dior's Jules version from 2016. Awful. Absolutely hated it. I beg your pardon. I've got this version, and I absolutely love this. This is green, evergreen kind of perfume. Smells beautiful. Love it. Absolutely. The 2016, I believe, has been discontinued, and it's fucking woeful. Thank God it's been got rid of. Oh man, you should try Healer's Agar Wood for a pleasant but admittedly not natural oud rose. Boss is like better. I was invited to an Amawaj event, says Supply and Demand. I'm tempted to go and tell them that everything but lyric is shite. Get in. Hey, Rich, hello, Interference. How are you? I'm alright. How are you doing? Let's all lick the stream, chat. Hope everyone's doing well, says Interference. Yes, if you'd like to like the stream, please don't let me stop you. The people that hate Musk don't like freedom of speech. The thing with freedom of speech is that you can't just go around saying anything, because it's just a charter to go around talking shit. But nobody ever used to just talk bollocks. The problem with freedom of speech is everybody thinks it gives them carte blanche to just say whatever they want without any repercussions. You know what I mean? Back in the day, before social media and before the internet, if you talked absolute bollocks, somebody would punch you in the face. Now you can't get near people to do that, so we've been completely dysregulated. Nobody takes responsibility for the shit they come out with anymore. You know? With freedom comes responsibility, and everybody seems to have lost sight of that recently. You know? Certainly how it feels at the minute. Everybody just saying the most outrageous fucking shit that they can possibly think of for clout on the internet. You know what I mean? It's absolutely mental. The problem we've got with Elon Musk is that he is in charge of a massive social media app and a massive social media spread now. And basically he's like a tyrant. What he says goes. So he owns it himself, and nobody stands up and nobody ever tells him the truth. You can't tell me Elon Musk is not surrounded by yes men. I've seen him with his quote-unquote friends. They sit there and tell him he's fucking great every single day. That's what they're fucking there for, right? And the problem with Elon Musk is Elon Musk says, right, he has self-diagnosed himself with Asperger's, which is a form of autism. And the problem with people with autism, God bless them, is that they are not the most socially well-equipped And yet the man owns a massive social media thing. You know, he owns a massive social. So it does not compute. That's why he's really good with technology, because technology is certain. Humans are duplicitous. Humans are like they're weird. They move around. They don't stay still. People with Asperger's, if he has got Asperger's, like he says he has, right, which you should never self-diagnose yourself with fucking anything. I'm guilty of doing that myself. So I'm not sitting here saying I'm better than anyone, but he says he's got autism, he's on the spectrum, and yet he's trying to drive social human interaction, and he's put himself in charge of that as if he's like some sort of, basically what he wants to do is I think he wants to control what people say. What he says is allowed is allowed. That man has too much fucking money and too much power. It's like the song says, no one man should have all that power. Kanye West was talking about politicians. The problem we are going to have as a generation is corporations, and the fact that it even surpasses uber rich. These people are beyond, like Elon Musk has got more money than like 90% of the countries of the world. Do you know what I mean? It's very fucking, I think it's very dodgy. Same thing with Jeff Bezos. Same thing with fucking Bill Gates. He's also got fucking autism. He's never been diagnosed or he's never admitted it, but he's definitely fucking on the spectrum. All you've got to do is watch that interview. When he was interviewed by the feds in the 90s, he's stimming like an absolute madman, rocking backwards and forwards where he's getting questioned by the feds because he's got fucking raging autism. Which is fine. I'm not saying everybody with autism should be, I'm not saying anybody with autism, apart from the really profoundly autistic, should be put in a room and looked after. Like, I'm not saying that they shouldn't be allowed out in the wild. What I'm saying is that they're having an outsized impact on our social lives. And I don't just mean fucking Mark Zuckerberg as well. Should he be in charge of people's fucking social goings on? Should he be allowed to oversee that shit? Should he fuck? He's absolutely on the spectrum, and he's had a shit ton of work done. He looks transhuman, and I don't mean like a transvestite. I mean he looks like he's ascended to like robot status. You know. So I'm not just picking on Elon. I just think all these different fucking things are very fucking strange. Kenny Dalglish did not play for Newcastle. He was the manager. Peter Beardsley was extremely talented. Probably a better player than Alan Shearer. You know? Probably a better player than Alan Shearer, absolutely, but not as good for Newcastle. Montreal, am I liking it? I am liking it. I'm liking it considerably. It's fantastic. It's a rose oud. It's better than Oud Palau. It's better than Oud Ispahan. And it's fuck's sake cheaper. But you're right. Naming X, it is silly. Yeah, that was like, to me that's sort of like a bit of a giveaway of what his mind's like. He's like, this is mine now. It's my toy. I can do whatever I want with it. You know, this is mine now. You all just sort of like, you have to go along with it because it's my fun, and I think it's fun, so it is fun. You know, is it? He's like a dog pissing on a fucking lamppost, man. Mine. You know what I mean? Hello, Benji. Getting married next month. Oh, congratulations. I'd love to wear the night that day. That's a sentence. I'd love to wear the night that day. But I'm thinking that scent will be accompanied by a quick divorce. I wore the night yesterday, and it starts off tough. Maybe if you put it on the night before, by the time you get down the aisle, it'll get to the point where it smells absolutely gorgeous. Here we go again, says Pradeep. The boss, Gascoigne's got to be up there. Gascoigne's probably Gascoigne's one of the best British football players of all time. So, yes, and he was at his best at Newcastle. You know? I mean, the first couple of years before he got the injury at Tottenham, he was pretty spectacular as well, but there we go. Crushed pine needles, gorgeous. I love the 2016. The galbanum is shockingly good, and it says Paroli. I think it smells like fucking alcohol breath. You know what I mean? I've just recalled the smell of Healy St. Clemens. Orange and lemon say the bells of St. Clemens. It's one of the most interesting interpretations of an eau de cologne fragrance because there's a really unusual for the genre ylang ylang note. Freedom of speech is not the freedom from social consequences. Absolutely. I hope someone from Parfum d'Empire Roads Flaunch flips it for cheap. LV fragrances must be stopped. They're fucking awful. Federal consequences, yeah, you shouldn't get arrested, but if you say gitish stuff, you should be called a git. Absolutely. People think that when they get called out for saying stupid shit, right, that's an infringement of their fucking freedom of speech. No, it's not. If you say something fucking stupid and someone calls you fucking stupid, that doesn't mean your rights have been infringed. You know what I mean? Freedom of speech doesn't protect you from being called a freak. You know what I mean? If you say fucking stupid things and everybody's trying to frame it as if like, oh, I should be allowed to say this and get away with it. No, you're a fucking dickhead. It's just that, like, you're not immune from that. You know what I mean? I'm not immune from that. It's crazy. Free speech never includes threats of violence or incitement to it. No, exactly. True, but when you can stop someone from stating important facts and using hate speech as an excuse, it becomes a huge problem. Shouldn't use it as hate speech. People shouldn't say like, oh, that's hate speech. It's not hate speech. Fight the argument. You know what I mean? If you don't agree with it, fight the argument. This is the part about taking personal responsibility. I agree with you, Justin. You know what I mean? It depends what you consider a fact. A fact is only a fact if it's true. You know? That's the whole thing about people saying, oh, this is my truth. It's like, well, you're being honest. That doesn't mean that you're right. You know? I'm not necessarily talking about you there, Justin. I'm just saying, like, fucking, the whole hate speech thing's absolutely crazy as well. People don't understand what hate speech is anymore because it's just been bastardized. The term has been bastardized by fucking people who just can't take being told no. You know, you can tell the people who've never been told no when they were younger by the time they get old. You know, what the internet and social media and everybody having access to everybody else's thoughts has taught us, in my opinion, is just how bad parenting has become or has always been. You know, people are lazy. People think there's easy ways to get to places. People think they can cut corners doing different things, and you can't. You can't cut corners in life. If you cut corners, you're going to get a shitty end product. And the shitty end product in this case has been shitty human beings saying shitty things and thinking that nothing is going to become of it. You know? Totally agree that laws about hate speech are dodgy as fuck. But there's nobody's fucking sensible anymore. People, like I said before, people will do anything for clout on the fucking internet, man. You know what I mean? It's insane. That's because what they call here great man madness. Yeah, I can sort of say that. Reach is preaching right now. I should never be given a gargantuan social media platform. I shouldn't be given a fucking gargantuan social media platform. Keep that shit away from me. Fucking rights. I don't need him that good with technology. He's good at investing to a point. Yeah, well, I mean, you've got to remember as well, it's not as if he's pulled himself up by his shoelaces either, is it? His dad had a fucking, what was it, a diamond mine or a gold mine in South Africa? And then you see all that mining that's going on for all these Tesla fucking batteries. I don't think he's a bastion of moral virtue, but I'm not going to fucking moralize with, like, I don't like moralizing because I just think that, like, who the fuck is, like, in charge at the end of the day? No one. I think the internet has also taught people that there is nobody in charge. Everybody likes to talk about, like, fucking secret societies and Illuminatis and fucking 5 families or 7 families and fucking all of this, that, and the other. Nobody's in charge. Nobody's in charge. Everybody is just scrambling to get as much as they can, and everybody is slowly realizing that. And it's much, much more unpalatable to accept that the world is random and chaotic and doesn't care about you, then there is some overarching conspiracy or some god out there that is pulling the strings and making everything happen for a reason because you're so special. No. That is not what I think is happening at all. Have you seen the film The Social Network? Another person who was perhaps ill-equipped for a social media platform. I haven't, but I do think Zuckerberg is as bad, if not worse, than Musk. You know? I don't want to say morally bankrupt. I just think that their morals and their idea of what's right is completely different from most people's. I don't think they're inherently bad people, you know? I just think they've got the blinkers on, you know? Like people like Musk, Gates, Zuckerberg, they've got the blinkers on. And everything else goes out the window while they chase what they are trying to get. It's a worldwide problem. The rich are getting rich and the poor are getting poorer. The rich control governments and the media. Yes, they control it more than the poor do. Yes, but I don't think that they are I don't think they get 100% of what they want. I don't think they get 100% of what they want, you know? I just don't believe that. Nobody gets everything they want, ever. You can't. They have to compromise a little bit. It just feels like they don't. And the discrepancy between what they deserve and what they get is massive. You know what I mean? If you look at it objectively, how the fuck is it that some fucking investment banker, nothing against any investment bankers out there, how is it that some investment banker gets fucking hundreds of millions of fucking pounds, right, over the course of their career compared with like a fucking heart surgeon? You know, the skill difference is completely fucking out there, you know? Even people who lay fucking pipe and stuff like that, they do a lot more for society at large than some kind of fucking investment bank. Now, somebody could come back and say, well, investment bankers create wealth. Yes, and they do. But they also take more than what I think. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that I think that everything should be spread a little bit more thinly and not concentrated in so many, in these pockets, in certain people's pockets. You know what I mean? This stream is getting deleted, says Lily. Could be. I don't feel like I've said anything that I would wake up tomorrow and disagree with. But I do like talking about perfume and prefer to talk about perfume. You might be right, Lily. I might do. And the head of Facebook doesn't. Maybe more so. That's because Zuckerberg is a sociopath. I think he struggles with empathy. The market decides that. That is not always a good thing. Oud Palau was disappointing. Oud Palau, for me, was great. And then all of a sudden one day I smelled it and I was like, oh God, amberwood, what the fuck? Do you know what I mean? I smelled amberwoods one day and that was it. I was like, no. I don't think Dior would be in the top 5 brands of all time, in my opinion, say Spaced Out. Oh, that's a tough one. Because they've released some absolute stalwarts, especially before, 2010? 2000, like up until 10 years ago, they'd released some absolutely incredible perfumes. I own quite a few of them. People complain that about the rebrand of X. I don't know what the actual plans are and just ramble about man with money bad. Yes, we don't want to fall into that. And it is easy to fall into that. And I find myself thinking, don't just say that money is bad. I just think it should be spread a bit thinner. I just think it should be spread out more, you know? My God. I'm on numero 10, sensational, resisting the urge to buy more. I've got a 30 mil. Be calm, Mitch. Lily, welcome. What pisses me off is how that show, The Big Bang Theory, endorsed both Musk and Gates, presenting them as good and great men. Disgusting. It's kind of like what people say about Hollywood pushing like fucking certain agendas and stuff like that, isn't it? You know what I mean? I don't like being told what to think by the television. You know? Just tell us what's what, and then I'll make my own fucking mind up. You know? But how do you tell stories without having a point of view? Musk uncovered the fact that Twitter was hiding the Biden laptop story. It's bad no matter who's in control. I don't know much about the fucking Biden laptop thing. I don't know much about that at all. I don't know much about fucking Hillary Clinton's emails. I don't know much about fucking... It just seems like nothing's ever come of it. You know what I mean? But I don't really have a fucking... I think I'll give you my opinion of fucking Biden and Trump. I think they're both far too old, far too fucking stupid. I think they're far too fucking wealthy. They've got no experience of real life. And that they should be nowhere near the head of any government or any power. And I'm going, if I had that kind of money them two fuckers have got, do you think I'd be fucking arsed about being president? Get to fuck with you. I'd be run buying all the vintage perfumes. Every one of them. You wouldn't get a sniff. Dior, the most overrated house of all time, says Nick. There's some people. Who else said that before? Spaced out. Yeah, people are turning on Dior. Mind you, the last 10 years, it's hard to fucking defend them. I've got like nearly 20 Dior perfumes, and it's very hard for me to sit here now and tell you that Dior are great. And I do think Dior are great. But I can't be defending what they've done over the last 10 years. Fucking shit. I don't endorse Susie Best, but I feel like they're the only people that can get powerful. No one should have as much money as Musk is. Justin, I agree. Hello, everyone. Welcome, Antonio. Liz is not an appropriate nickname for someone older than you, Dev, says Lily. But I'm older than you, Lily. So I can call you Lils. You only need power if you want to hurt someone, says Lucia. There's a funny old meme of Zuckerberg as Data from Star Trek The Next Generation saying, the more of your data I gather, the more I understand what it means to be you. That is actually quite good. And when you have Twitter, destroy it, says Cole. I made a video last night, but it wasn't good, so I didn't post about it. It was my favourite hot weather perfumes. In the context of me not generally liking them as much and preferring cold weather perfume, that'd be a good idea for a video. Should post. I put too many perfumes in it, and while I do love all the perfumes I include, I didn't know enough about them and a lot of them to talk at length. Elon needs to sell his company and start a fragrance collection. He better not, because he would hoover everything up. Everything. Zuckerberg is definitely not a nice man, but probably not as messed up as Gates and Musk. But you can never know for sure. Hate speech isn't a thing. I kind of agree. And I kind of disagree. Bit of both. I agree, Duck, if you're saying racist crap, that's just being an arsehole, but when they can stop you from coming forward with information, then that's when it's a problem. Absolutely. It's both. It's both. Exactly right, Rich, says John Rogers. I think it was Christopher Hitchens who said saying I'm offended is not an argument. Absolutely. Dialogue is always on a level. Yeah, some people just need to grow up. An emerald mine, was it, Rachel? Shitey human beings making Dior, says Fembot. Welcome, Fembot, and well said. Do you guys think a fragrance for making first impressions necessarily has to be digestible? I wouldn't eat it. Would you necessarily wear a functional scent, or could you do something experimental work? Depends how it smelled. Thank you for the emerald sample you sent to Ramsey, says Dushan. Do you say, Ben, do you feel in charge? Do you feel in charge? Stupid bloody accent, that. He could have done so much better. I think the ideal is making a great impression with one of your quirky face, but I don't know how likely that result is. You could offend anybody with a smell. I'd just go with something that smells like you've just washed your clothes. You know what I mean? And your body. That's exactly what a member of the Illuminati would say. Richard's Illuminati confirmed. Scary. Look out. Ooh. Here's my hands. Coming to get you. I think the idealism. Oh, sorry. Hello, Kareem. How are you? I think that you're out there. Oddballs coming out. You want to gotten close to them. I agree. Ducks is Justin. Van Cleef. Precious Oud layered with Caput Mundi by Terenzi. I've never heard of. I don't think I've heard of either of those. Capitalism is why. I think capitalism is good, but I mean it's the best we've got until somebody comes up with a better idea. But the problem is it's so open to abuse, and it's how we've executed capitalism. You know what I mean? That's what I think. Anyway, I think that there's got to be a better way. It's a failure. It's a failure of imagination that we haven't thought of something better than capitalism. Surely we can think of something better. But there's a lot of people onto a winner. You know, you can't argue with the results in the main of capitalism. It just allows for abuse. Fragrance Journey, how are you, mate? I hope you're well as well. I see that you are doing a stream for your perfume on TLTG. I will be watching. Really, I can understand him with some Sledgehammer akin to Chorus and Boss for men. Oh, good grief, I would love that. First impression, shaving a mustache, brown suit, elbow pads, aviators, maybe put on a wig. Bang. It's because we decided we wanted to run our global economy based on Americans printing unlimited amounts of mules, says Kareem. Moolah, even. Vent me, lad, says Fem. I used to actually lay pipe. Nice. Laying pipe like a labourer. How was it? At least this isn't a stream on who is sleeping with who, says Pradeep. Well, who is sleeping with who? It would be nice if we would tax the richest 1% their fair share. I agree with that. This whole thing that, I mean, Elon Musk, I lost a lot of respect from when he said that he shouldn't be taxed. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck? It's like, who the fuck do you think you are? Do you drive down the fucking road? Yes, you fucking do. Do you talk to people who are fucking being educated at schools? Yes, you fucking do. Do you know what I mean? Like, you just don't want to pay your fair share because you're a greedy little gimp. That pissed us off. No problem admitting that whatsoever. It's like, no. Taxes are not just for fucking the little people. Fuck right off with that shit, you fucking selfish little bastard. Maybe that's why I've got a bee in me bonnet about him. I think that might actually be it. Mitch, you got to try Russian Oud too. This shit is glorious, says Tef Music. I wouldn't mind trying it, actually. I've got up there. I was looking at my Bortnikoffs, actually, after I wore the night yesterday, and I thought to myself, ooh. But then I didn't. I just think oud is like not my thing in general, you know. This money is the problem. It's the people in charge of distributing it that are. Money isn't the problem, he says. Yes. Sparked any significant emotions in me, says Jeff. Do you believe footballers should be paid the millions that they get? No. They deserve to be paid well at the top of the game, but 500 grand a week, it's obscene. But you've got to remember, in this country, they pay 45% on that. In Britain, they pay 45% of their wages, which is fuck me. That's a lot of money to pay in. It's just getting squandered, though. You know what I mean? We squander our taxes and shit on fucking all sorts of mad crap. Like the debt. How the fuck have we got into the debt that we've got into, man? How did that happen? Jesus. Ironically enough, my favourite band is Weezer. Weezer are really good, actually. I was listening to the Sweater song the other day. I fucking despise that about modern cinema, always moralising. Yeah, you can't go there and just let your fucking heat do. It's just... I mean, you can have morals in stories, and you can have, like, the moral of the tale. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't want to be made to feel bad because, like, I've got a car. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be fucking made to feel bad because, like, I fucking ate a burger, which I actually did today. I had a very nice burger. Thank you for asking. But, That's why I fucking love science, just because of the truth. Top 1% contribute 42% of all taxes collected by the government. Which government? People get off on this line, tax the rich nonsense, but they should be more concerned with how the government spends the money they do get. I agree with that. That it has to be coming from both sides. You know what I mean? You can't just be like, we should just take all of their fucking wealth, because what message does that send out? If you do well, what do? You just give all your money to us. You know what I mean? You should definitely be rewarded for doing well. I just think the system's a bit skewed. It's skewed more in favour of good luck. You know what I mean? Rather than like hard graft. You know what I mean? I'd just like to see the wealth spread a bit thinner. It's all that American feel good bullshit. Like all the famous and rich people must be respected, etc. Power corrupts, says Ashley. My bot brain tells me Musk is Soros' illegitimate son, says bot. I do prefer cold weather perfumes. That's because I enjoy cold weather, and believe me, over here it's a luxury. It's been fucking minging here the last couple of weeks. Me and my mate were talking about it earlier. It's been fucking foul. It's outrageous, the weather that's been going on over here recently. Imagine rich, extremely wealthy. You think Balenciaga poor honours already ought to find good luck at the duck strikes at rich? Well said, Abe. That is exactly what happened. With the Biden laptop, before Musk took over Twitter, the old Twitter was hiding the laptop thing and flagging it as fake. Musk uncovered it. Sweet Milk is deleting his comments. Welcome, Sweet Milk. Carnation milk, that's Sweet Milk. It's fucking lovely. Hello, bro. Capitalism isn't the problem, it's excesses are. It's crony capital. Yeah, exactly. It's crony capitalism. That's exactly right. Yeah. Capitalism forced me to get masters and certs on top to make six figures so I can slave for a few years and then buy a supercar or a villa in Marbella. Don't go to Marbella. It's been done to death. It's allowed for growth and abuse, says Karoon. Capitalism needs precision of AI. Fully automated luxury communism for everybody. Make the robots do all the work. Dushan know the last thing humanity needs is to be controlled by ChatGPT. Yeah, it talks bollocks, doesn't it? If we paid all our fair share of taxes, we wouldn't have slot of the issues we have right now. Yeah. I hate communism, says Dushan. I was joking about fully automated luxury communism, by the way. Jesus, that's a private joke between me and another mate of mine. I hate all religions. They divide people. But the thing is, with religion, there's so many people who are religious. It's impossible to deny that there is something innate. And I'm not religious, but it's impossible to deny there's something innate in people, in human beings, that makes them look for something like God. I think it's a fossil of our social, like the fact that we're social animals and that we have also got this fucking like thinking brain that we look for something outside of ourselves, something bigger to be part of. Everybody enjoys being part of something bigger than themselves. It makes them feel important, makes you feel useful, makes you feel like you've got worthwhile. That's why hobbies are really important, because you're part of a community. It's a very human thing. It's very natural. I used to be dead against religion. I used to be like, religion's silly. I'm not as bad as that. No, I certainly don't mock people for their religious fucking beliefs, because it's a lot to do with culture. It's a lot to do with. I've got this theory that the police killed religion in the West, because religion was like a social structure that religion was like a social structure that gave you like a moral thing, like do this, don't do this. If you do this, you're going to be punished. You know what I mean? Which is kind of what the police do, So the police kind of took that, like the state took that away from like religion, The good thing about religion is, again, it makes you feel part of something bigger than yourself. But you can also, with religions, I think Paul Femo said it, you can also blame external forces for things bad things that have happened to you. You know what I mean? There's also this kind of like, there's also these kind of like there's a lot going on with religion. I mean, we're not going to sort it out on a stream with a guy whose profile picture's a fucking duck. Do you know what I mean? But I pay 33% in Canada and I make around 100k. Yeah, 40% isn't a lot. 33%, I mean, you're approaching Turkish levels there, aren't you? 30% in Turkey, isn't it? But their economy's on its fucking arse. We're all on our fucking arse at the minute. Fuck knows what's going on. There'll be books written about the last fucking 10 years, you know. There'll be books, films, fucking, like, that'll be taught in schools in 100 years' time about this period in history, I'm telling you. Like, we learn about the causes of the First and Second World War, you know? Mental. That 10 years between the fall of the... Well, it wasn't 10 years. That 12 years between the fall of the Berlin Wall and 9/11 is probably the best fucking time in Western history. It certainly was in my lifetime. Which by no means encapsulates the whole of Western history. Jesus. It's an interesting discussion, though. Free will, or at least the illusion provided us by our brains, is something I cherish. Yes, I think it's an illusion, personally. Giving 5 months of my labour to the government isn't bad, says Silver Panther. There's such an emotional rawness. But the thing is that it's not just giving it to the government. It's because it's how it's, like you say, it's how it's distributed. You know what I mean? It's like when you walk down the street and the street is paved. You know what I mean? When you turn on the tap and water comes through it. You know? When you talk to people and they can read and write. You know what I mean? When you hire people. Like, it's not just like fucking, it's not going into like the Prime Minister or the President's pocket, although some of it clearly fucking does. Nobody goes into fucking politics from real life anymore. That's a massive, massive problem. That is a huge problem. You've got career politicians. It's a fucking nightmare. Oh, it's possible to deny it. Religion is what people use to prevent themselves from being bad. Look for reasons for things they can't explain, hope that for things that they can't change. Yes. It's easier to subscribe to religion than create meaning and purpose in your life, says Nick. I agree. There are benefits in religion that go beyond a reward that a belief system promises. But sometimes it provided a routine, provides community, it pushed a lot of people out of emotional ruts. Absolutely. It also kept people fed, clothed and watered for thousands of years before there was like a strong state. You know what I mean? Before there was any kind of welfare state. You know? Like, you had like the friars. I mean, I'm speaking from an English perspective here, but you had like the friars and the fucking hospitaliers and the fucking, all of these different orders that would do stuff for the poor, you know? There are assholes everywhere, religious or otherwise, absolutely. God almighty, I've caught up with the chat. I thought I would never catch up with the chat. Politics should be a hobby. Jules, is that named after Jules Verne? No, Jules. Jules is named after the name for a French pimp or a French lover boy from back in the 80s. I need to put some of these back in their holes. You, Givenchy gentlemen, are you going to get worn this year? You are a little astringent. Has anybody ever noticed that about this? Look at it, it's got a fucking barcode on the bottom. That's how old this is. Fuck's sake. I think this is an 80s or a 90s bottle. It's incredibly fucking astringent. It's the honey in it that makes it so. That is an absolute fucking revelation, that. The cardamom and the cinnamon in that is extremely fuck me. Extremely pleasant. I can't even when stuff's actually touching the ground, I can't. I hate you so much, you stupid perfumes. Behave. Never mind gravity. Right. Do you see that? I want to wear you, though. Jules. In you go. Put Patchouli kosher. Oh shit. No, I'm gonna have to redo this. Dusita. Jules Verne was ahead of his time. Fantastic writer. God, Givenchy gentleman could absolutely be a gag gift for someone my age. I need to dehydrate. Excuse me, friends. I'll be back in a minute. If you would like to like the stream, please feel free. I'd appreciate it greatly. I'm going to put this back up here for a minute. See how that works. I'm not sure that it does, but there we are. I'll be back. Please hold. Ooh. Whoa, welcome back. To me, by the sound of it. Fragrance Journey says, I'm looking for a new perfume to buy. Give me some ideas, Mitch. Investigate the house of Maître Parfumier Gantier, mate. Fucking brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff, in my opinion. I fucking love that shit. Have you tried? I don't know if you'd like Coco by Chanel. I don't know how you'd get along with any Serge Lutens. Annick Goutal makes some good fragrances. I know you can get sample sets from Maître Parfumier Gantier, so I would recommend those to you. Brilliant house. Absolutely fantastic house, to be fair. Beaufort London. I think you would quite like them. They're all smoky and black and tarry, and there's nothing pretty about them, do you know what I mean? Les Indemnidables, have you tried those? Lorenzo Villoresi, they're pretty great. Parfum d'Empire do a really, really well-priced sample set. Oh, I might wear this Amber Rousse tomorrow. Fabulous. picked this up for 66 quid, 67 quid for 50 ml. That's a fucking great deal. I've been threatening to buy Amber Roost, but I don't know yet. I haven't felt it's very special. I don't know where you are in the world. But there's a guy or a shop in Britain that is selling the is selling Amber Roost for about £70 for 50 ml, which is a pretty good price, considering it's closer to £200 for 100 ml on the Parfum d'Empire website. Philip Albert was very good too, he certainly was. Tried Boss Bottled Elixir, just a good designer, nothing groundbreaking. It's the problem with designers now, isn't it? They're just kind of like chugging along, not doing anything new, anything different, anything exciting. Whereas you used to get designers doing madnesses. You know what I mean? You would, like Opium, you would never get a house release. You would never get a release from YSL or any designer brand like Opium or Koros. Got to remember, Opium and Koros were released within 5 years of each other. That is an incredible thought. Imagine if that happened now. Two of the best and most, do I want to say notorious? They've certainly got notoriety, but whether they're notorious or not is another matter. Like, you wouldn't get a Rochas Femme released these days. God. Would you get No Noir? Well, I suppose they re-released No Noir. I think they did that for nostalgic purposes, to be honest. I think that'll be gone again soon, that. As will Cologne Blanche. I wasn't impressed with the re-release of Cologne Blanche. Gucci Guilty Absolute. Alessandro Michel, he tried. Bless him, he tried. And see how that happened for him. He fucking got sacked. Or he got let go. Or he parted amicably with them. Whatever you want to say. The guy at Gucci and the stuff they've been releasing again recently is fucking woeful. What have you got from Maître Parfum Elegante? Fragrance Journey. Smelled them at the boutique in Rue in Paris. Really good house. I think they're fantastic perfumes. Tried Amber Roost the other day. I had a slight panic attack when I sprayed myself on. I couldn't smell much of anything. Oh God, did you think you had the famous ache? Wish you could get Papillon in the States. Can you not? Can you not get Papillon in the States? I'm pretty sure you can. Ramsey's got them. It might be a good idea to ask Ramsey if he can help you get some, you know? Diddle-diddle-dee. Diddle-dee-dee-dee. Diddle-dee-dee-dee-dee. The Ace of Spades. Which ones did you get, Fragrance Journey? I'm interested in now. Wasn't the original Jules Wasn't the original Jules the Christian Dior version of YSL Coros Chanel and Taste? No, because it came out the year before. Would you believe? I'm almost certain that's true. I'm now checking myself because I could be talking absolute horse shit. Yeah, it came out the year before. It came out the year before. That big green, musky oak moss, carnation, leather, musk. Galbanum. I get a lot of galbanum from it. Pardon me. I think that was just in fashion at the time. I think that was just the thing. Pardon me. Chorus in any formulation is divine. It's absolutely frightening to think, like, the idea that they would release anything remotely approaching that now in a signature line is laughable. Absolutely laughable. I was in the town the other day and somebody walked past us and all I got was a fucking massive whiff of Amber Woods. I was devastated. I was like, what? I wanted to reach out and slap them. I think Cartier are about as good as any designers get these days. Yeah, I mean, the discontinued road. You know what? I had an epiphany the other night, right? I realised, Cartier discontinued the Cartier road. Cartier discontinued Roadster the perfume when they discontinued Roadster the watch. Couldn't believe it. Just hit us like a fucking ball. I was like, whoa. I was like, that's because I didn't realise that they discontinued the Roadster watch. But gone it is. So they discontinued the perfume and they discontinued the watch. What is that? Is that a bubble? I need to wash this cup. Woof. Amber Arus official sample. It did turn into an amber eventually, but the opening remains incredibly light. Kind of a wonderful magic trick, honestly. Very clever how they do that, isn't it? Very clever how they do that. I get, from this bottle I've got, I get a lot of champagne. I get that kind of grape, sour, boozy thing going on. It's really good. Yes, Rose de Jamal, Amber Supreme, and Kirishina classics in my book. Rose de Jamal is one of the best smelling fragrances I have, full stop. It's amazing. What a fragrance. If I was going to a special do, that's what I'd wear, because it's nuclear as well. It's massive. No chance. Now they would never release anything like that. Parfum d'Habit and one of the ambers. I was really impressed with Parfum d'Habit. Wow. Really, really good men's fragrance, that. Have you got your hands on any Chris Collins? Supply and demand's really taken with these Chris Collins. What's your favourite Cartier fragrance? Ooh, pain and suffering. It's a toss-up between Santos and Roadster. Oh, probably Roadster, if I'm being honest. I fucking love Roadster. I need to try Cartier Oud, says Paroli. I've got Oud and Month, if anybody wants to buy it, which I don't think they do. Slap plus Amberwood, Slamberwood. That Mon Numero 10 is really good. Dear me, the top is absolutely sensational. I'm interested to see what it's going to do in the dry down though. I have not smelled any Chris Collins. I wouldn't mind smelling some Darren Allen. I think Michael Harness sent me some in the somewhere around. I don't know if anybody knows, but the newest episode of Les Odorants has landed, and I shall be listening to that. It's on Spotify. They haven't released it on YouTube yet. I shall have to have an ask of Ben. Ben, do you fancy releasing it on YouTube for the YouTube fans amongst us? Please, sir. I'd like some podcast. They're doing Parfums de Cita today. And I think they will broach the subject of whether Prasanna is actually a perfumer or whether she has paid somebody else to make the perfumes for her. I am of that opinion myself. But it is but an opinion. Don't sue me, Persona. I just think that is the case, frankly. I fucking love me some water. Mon numero 10 means that Douche 4 is in the top 10 perfumers of all time. I wouldn't have put my hat on it. I wouldn't have put my hat on that being the perfume. That means he's one of the top 10 perfumers of all time. There's about 1,000 fragrances of his that I would have said were better than that, to be honest. But it is still extremely pleasant. Good grief. That cardamom cinnamon thing at the top is very of a certain time and place in fragrance, and it smells, I don't want to say designery, but it's got a designer aspect to it. It doesn't smell like a l'artisan per se. It smells like a designer perfume. I wouldn't overpay for it, but I imagine you'd be able to pick that up on discounters for the square root of fuck all compared to what they're charging for Sauvage now. You know, Sauvage and Bleu de Chanel are like what you should, as far as price is concerned, is what they should say is like, that's where you should like draw the line at what designers, the standard, Christ, I'm trying to speak, the standard for designer pricing should be Bleu de Chanel and Sauvage, and then test everything against that. And I imagine on the second-hand market you could definitely get a bottle of that Mon Numero 10, which is infinitely better than both of them, for cheaper than either of them. Thanks, I definitely need to try Santos. I get why people like Roadster, but not for me. Yeah. I really like Roadster. It does. I used to think it had apple in it, but it doesn't. It's mint. It's the green mint with the bergamot. Gives this kind of apple-y vibe. Oh, and then it's like the vetiver in it with the green and the dark, because the vetiver like speaks to the top. So you've got the mint and the bergamot at the top, and then the vetiver kind of joins the top to the bottom of the patchouli, and it makes it smell like fucking mint choc chip ice cream in the best possible way. Imagine eating an apple and then having a mint choc chip ice cream. That's what it smells like. Good Lord. I highly recommend African Rubios, Long Kiss Goodnight, and Oud Galore. Simply spectacular, says Spine Man. Can't believe Dev doesn't like Koros, but then again, I can see how it's not for everyone. It's definitely not for everyone. It's one of those kind of... That's the problem with perfume now, isn't it? They're trying to make a perfume for everybody. Whereas back in the day, they used to make a perfume, and if you liked it, you liked it. If you didn't, you didn't, but you had to sort of deal with it. You know what I mean? Dev isn't mature enough to appreciate the majesty of Koros, bless him. Should not speak ill of the Dev. I need to get more Portos, says Justin. I prefer Koros to Portos. I think Koros does what Portos tries to do better, even though Portos came first. Doug, have you tried Terre de Hermes or Intense Vetiver? Yes. I thought it was really nice, but I just felt like I've got the original, so I didn't feel like getting it, although I did feel it was a really good flanker. Better than Eau Givre, better than the one with the white around the sides. Oh, Très Fresh. I think it's the best one next to the original. It's got that optimistic, happy feel. I got that from it, says Nick. Yeah. Altair smells like it was made in a Pegasus vat with the lightest spices ever. Huge disappointment. I'm not a fan of parfums to Marley. I think they're a. What do I don't know? I think they're a bit of a bro brand. I think they're trying to kind of, excuse me, I think they're trying to go for that kind of, I'm wearing Parfum de Mali. Oh my God, you're wearing Parfum de Mali. That's so good. Yeah. You know, like those kind of people. Like, that's the kind of shtick they're going for. And I hate the advertising, the whole free bottles to certain influencers and shit like that. I feel like I'm being patronized. And it makes me resent them, fairly or not. I'm not perfect. Jubilation 25 makes Dusha 4 a legend. I was thinking more along the lines of that. Timbuktu, which I still have trouble with, but I really like. I'm beginning to come round to it big time. They're trying to minimize risk to a ridiculous degree nowadays. That's a problem. Absolutely. They're trying to dial it in. They're trying to get right in there, right as precise as they can be, right every single time. No risks. Just be as fucking straight down the middle as you possibly can. Don't split opinion. Don't make any waves. Don't do anything mad. Don't do anything interesting. For God's sake, don't do anything interesting. Like, it's just that kind of fucking world we're living in at the minute, isn't it? You know what I mean? Somebody do something. I thought I liked modern and taste till I put it on skin. It wouldn't work here in Florida. I'd be surprised if it worked in Florida, to be honest. I mean, I know Aram likes his antace. He likes his Paco Rabanne. Does Aram like his antace? I've said that now, haven't I? I think he does. He likes his Koros. He likes his Paco Rabanne pour on. I don't want to put words in his mouth. I can't help thinking I smell rhubarb and no intense vetiver. You might be, you know, because they've got that rhubarb écarlate, which is an absolutely gorgeous fragrance. You know? It's a lovely scent. Just lasts for about 20 minutes. I agree, Duck. Best one besides the original. Yeah, the O Intense Vetiver is the best one besides the original. Absolutely. Just the vetiver, just kind because the original one's got vetiver in it, but it's not as loud. So they just amped it up, and it just sort of suited the fragrance. I don't know if suited's a word, but you know what I mean. It suits the fragrance. MFK PDM. Yeah, I'd go along with that definitely. Rich, did you ever smell Tom Ford's Oud Mineral? Yes, and apparently they're bringing it out in the Signature collection. How angry are you if you've bought a fucking large amount of that for quite expensive money in the private blend? It must piss people off something shocking. Parfum de Mali would be okay at $90 price range for a club scent, but that's about it. Yeah. That's another thing that Parfum de Mali have done. Their prices are insane. Years and years ago, I bought a bottle of Herod. I had a 120ml bottle of Herod, right? And I paid what, about 100 quid on Notino for it, right? Around that kind of thing. Might have been like 15 quid more, 20 quid more. Paid about 100 quid for it. You try buying it now. From anywhere. You will not pay less than 250 quid. It's insane. That's another problem we've got as well. We've been shat upon by the brands because they discover discounters and they destroyed the grey market. And it's come at the cost of the consumer because we can't get them cheap anymore. They know they can do whatever they want with the prices. And it's fucking awful. They control the prices like a fucking cartel, and it's us that has to fucking pay it. Look, all you've got to do is look at the raids that happened in the UK, in the European Union, and I think in America as well. They've been done for anti-competition stuff. That's all gone very quiet. I do hope they get busted for it because we are paying through the fucking nose for shit that, I mean, there's no way you can tell me that putting up a price of perfume 40 and 50 quid at a time is like a fucking, like, justifiable. It's not. Also, the discrepancy between European and North American perfume prices at retail is a fucking outrage. There's no need for it. Why is that? You know what I mean? Crazy. Whereas, because I've been researching a lot about watches, you see watch brands homogenize their prices around the world now, right? So it doesn't matter which country you buy a watch at retail from now, it'll be almost exactly the same price whether you buy it in fucking Malaysia or you buy it in fucking Maine in America or you buy it in fucking deepest Botafogo, you know what I mean, in Brazil. I'm sure Botafogo's in Brazil. Someone will tell us if I'm wrong. Or you buy it in South Africa, or you buy it on the fucking Congo, right? It should, like, the watches are all almost the same price, like just about like the spot price of the fucking currency that day, you know. Perfumes, the prices vary wildly around the world. And in North America, they're more expensive. And it's because they think the American customer has more money to spend, so they just think, I'm welcome to that, I'll take that. And it's not fair. It's about getting value for money. I'd wear on taste anytime, anywhere, love it. That's the spirit, John. Get into them. The best for me is Ultra Fresh, says Ashley. The lemon in that turns to bad death on my skin. It fucking hates us. Yes, I'm giving MFK's props. Smelled a lot of his stuff. Smelled a lot of stuff, but his stuff is just so well made and perfect to an extent. If that is your taste and you like it, you wear it and be happy. Is Modern and Taste still worth buying if it's all I can find? Yes, I've got a bottle of Modern and Taste. Yeah, absolutely. Chanel take good care of that fragrance. It's not what it once was. I won't lie to you. It's not what it once was, but it's still better than 95, 90, 98% of stuff that you'll find out there at the minute. I've got a bottle of Modern and Taste, which I can see it from here. It's lurking in the darkness, as it is wont to do. You know what I mean? I've really gone off Modern and Taste, but love vintage. I mean, the vintage is absolutely spectacular, like, but that's just what it is. People in luxury fashion are beginning to talk with their feet, and sales have slumped. Yeah, I was talking to the Tom Ford sales assistant last week, and I said, like, the prices have skyrocketed. She was like, oh, yes. I was like, are your sales down? She was like, oh, yes. She was like, you see people are really interested in buying something, and then they ask what the price is, and you just see the look on their face. She was like, you can just see their reaction. She was like, and then you can see, she was like, when you tell them the price, you can see their hearts sink, and then they'll pull themselves together and be like, oh, all right, yeah, maybe I'll come back later, and you're like, yeah, I'm never seeing you again. You know what I mean? And it's insane. Fancy putting the prices up like that during like the cost of living fucking crisis. It's insane. It's fucking crazy. If people buy it, they'll charge it. It's more so the consumer's fault that they just can't live without a product, says Silver Panther. And that's true as well. It works both ways. Best thing to do is vote with your feet. Don't reward that behavior. How many times have I said don't reward that behavior with money? You know what I'm saying? They'll only charge those prices if you'll pay them. But it's not just you, it's other people as well. You know, you've got to think not everybody, especially when it comes to perfumes, but not everybody's as aware as we are. But it goes for any product. It goes for like tins of beans. It goes for like fucking the price of meat. It goes for everything, you know. I also need a decant of A La Rose by MFK. Hello, Boris. How are you? I smelled Modern Mitsuko and I love it. Yes, Mitsuko, the Guerlains. As a general rule of thumb, if a house has an in-house perfumer, then they're taking better care of their perfumes than most places. You know. There's legend, yes. Mitsuko ADP is incredible. I just love it, how much, as much as my vintage extra. Indie houses give the best quality to price nowadays. I'm never buying retail again. I would say don't buy retail for designer stuff because you can usually find it at discounters, although the discounts aren't what they once were. I don't know about indie houses. I don't know if I agree with you that indie houses give the best price to quality ratio. I think most indie houses are pretty poor from what I've sampled, and I have sampled a lot. Although not everything, you know what I mean. There are other perfumes that I haven't, that are like other houses I haven't tried yet. I was really hopeful. I was really hopeful for those Anatoly Libretons, and they did. They did. Some of them did impress us, but not to the point where I buy a bottle. Classic French perfume is still the way to go. Simple as. I went to a Chanel boutique a few weeks ago and noticed Coeur de Russie had more orange colour to it, so I gave it a sniff, and it's a fraction of what it used to be, even in the EDP form initially. Yeah, I've got a Coeur de Russie lurking somewhere deep in the back there, and it's the EDT from the 80s, and I paid like 500 quid for it. Fucking huge, gargantuan thing. You know what I mean? Excuse me whilst I hydrate. I'll be bailing soon. My need for greatness was 475. I knew brands had lost their mind. Yep. Esprit de Tigre by Healy, says Boris K. That sounds interesting. I've never heard of that. Silver Panther says I'm in the USA and buy from a retailer in France way cheaper. Guerlain's 50 to 60 bucks cheaper. Yep. Absolutely. Rich, what's your favourite unabashedly animalic fragrance right now? Ooh. Could be Leather Oud. Koros is always right up there. Animalics I like, but in the right dose. Lanchetti Uomo's pretty animalic. It smells like fire. You know what I mean? It smells like a furry animal. Not a furry animal on fire, but imagine like a hot cat. Like a cat that is quite warm. You know, it's got that heat kind of thing going on. You can smell heat. Oh, Lanchetti Uomo. I might wear that actually. Very funky. Is there a big difference in Chanel Coeur de Russie new versus vintage? Yes, sorry, but there is. I hate to say it. Depending on what your budget is, depending on what you're prepared to spend, depending on how much you love it, I'm very glad that I bought the vintage. It's absolutely spectacular compared, and that's even the 80s version. It's spectacular compared, you know, compared to the new one. Never tried Coeur de Russie, says Ashley. You're in for a treat. I have a question for everyone. Since I love Bernard Champ sheepwear, can you recommend stuff that I may like in the same style, says Justin? It's a good question. Azure. Would love an EDT from the 80s, but man, that's a unicorn going for 1,000 at least if you find it, says Nine Churches. That is outrageous. Rich, what is your LOTV of choice? What is LOTV? Am I missing something? Should I know what that is? Warm cat, my side, says Nick. I hate oud for mediocrity. Yeah, I hate it. Like Initio are really like a poor man's parfum de Marley. Lily of the Valley. I don't like Lily of the Valley, mate. I don't like Lily of the Valley at all. Don't like white florals. And Lily of the Valley's maybe the most egregious. That and certain tuberoses. Jasmine sometimes, but then sometimes jasmine's really nice. Provides like a bit of heat, a bit of warmth. But I really don't like Lily of the Valley. Smells like death. Unlucky Lily. What's your favourite creed, Rich? I probably Bois de Portugal. Bois de Portugal, probably. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing is our Bois de Portugal. I've heard Print Presson and Imitator is similar to this vintage Derby. Have you heard similar? I have not. I've got a newer EDT, newer parfum, and a very old Russian leather oil, dark coloured juice with just a couple of drops, and it's by far the most different from all the other versions I've smelled of Cuir de Russie. So when Muguet porcelain smells slightly disturbing, I guess. It would disturb me. Yeah, white florals stink to death, because that's the flowers they use when like you've got like corpses around, like dead bodies and stuff. Stop them stinking. Really, aye, sick. What's your favourite Bortnikov? Probably Oud Monarch. He has elevated you from just being the Valley Lily. I love my vintage sample of aromatics elixir, says Justin. Yeah, I think it was it Azure? No, it was Azure. Greggy Boy sent me a decant. Very generous of him. Sent me a decant of Azure. Ooh, the vintage Azure is stunning. Stunning. Excuse me, my voice is going. By the way, what do you think of Torino 21? I don't know what that is. See, I never got that association because I don't go to funerals that remind me of cleanness and nature in springtime. Anyone smell Racket Club? PK says thoughts on Creed's Tabarone for its tobacco. Sold mine. Hated it. Awful. Really, really bad. I really didn't like it at all. Just poorly done. The lurking tuberose and Descendre is amazing because it's only lurking, says MJ. I really struggled with that. It gave me food for thought. Who wants to buy a perfume from me? Where are you? Who are you and where are you? Oh. The cool spices in this fucking Mon Numero 10 are fucking sensational. Dear me. Torino 21 by Zerzhov. I don't do Zerzhov. Sorry, man. I fucking just... Messi just won his 8th Ballon d'Or, the worst kept secret in the entire world. So he should. Well, I mean, so he should. I don't think he's necessarily been the best player in the world over the last 12 months. You've got to look at players like Kevin De Bruyne, who won the fucking treble with Man City. I don't think Mbappe's done enough. Not Modric, but Racket Club. I might say Alexia's just too working and lurking. Welcome, Micah. How are you? Haaland should have won. Haaland was in with a good shout as well. Reflection is gross to me. The thing is, all he does is he's the last person who kicks it before it goes in. It's kind of what it feels like. I know that's a stupid thing to say because that's obviously what a goal is, but like he's a proper finisher. Good night, people. I'm really tired. Good night, Paul the Fennel. I'm going to go in a second. I need something to eat. I'll have a banana sandwich, I think. That sounds delightful. So, yes. How long is it? Oh, God. I've gone for 2 hours and 10 minutes. Yes, still won the treble and broke the record. Yep. Brilliant. And that's it, my friends. Tonight we have had a long and varying chat. I don't know if I'll leave this one up. Lily has put it in my mind to delete it, and I may very well do that. But it has been fun. You know? It has been fun talking with you. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for liking. Thank you for talking with me, keeping us company. And I will see you all again very soon. Good night.